There we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to stream. Um, it's going to be Dark Souls again today. That's the I forgot my light. That's not good. There we go. Dark Souls again. I did buy a great helm. So that way I could like wear it while streaming to like be more in the solaire outfit. But sadly, it doesn't fit. It's kind of dumb that it doesn't fit, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So it's just something I'm gonna have to figure out at a later date. But yeah. Let me pull it up on my phone so that way I can read y'all's comments and whatnot whenever everyone joins. Without you by my side, it's a one-man show, so don't let me go. I gotta let you know. Doing alright. Baby, I will help us make it through the night. We're doing alright. Yeah, we're doing alright. It's through the night. Love you more than you'll ever know. Oh yeah. Let me go grab something real fast. Should turn off my camera. Okay, alright. Give me 1 second. There we go. Now, that should make things easier on me. Well, not easier, but like, I was trying to get, oh, it's sunken down again. What I'm trying to do is get the sun in frame. There we go. Now the sun's more in frame. There we go. Got my night. I did get Howl's. Yeah. I think what I'm going to be going for with this character is kind of just a knight. I would say it would be like solaire, but the only solaire-ish-esque thing that I would be doing is knighthood. And then if I wanted to, I could get a high enough like faith stat to get all of the cool lightning magic stuff, which I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna do yet or not. First things first, though. Let's see. It was. I beat the gargoyles, and all that. Got over to Andre. think normally the next thing people do is Quelaag. And not the fastest way, but one fast way to get to her is this way, I believe. Oh, this costume is very hot as well. In the last video I did, I ran around, got the Black Knight sword, which is technically a great sword and not the normal straight sword, but I don't care. It's my playthrough, I get to do what I want. And for gits and shiggles, we're gonna run over here and go and kill the Black Knight down here and see if I can get his weapon as well. There we go. Looking for that backstab. There we go. Doink. Nope, alright. Crest shield. Not as good, but it does give me stamina regen. I plan to be fairly tanky anyway, so might as well get that extra stamina. Increase my equipment load a bit more. Around the helmet. A medium roll. That's fine. We run over here and over here. This is what I was trying to do, is just run this path and make it to Andre. I thought that was the crystal lizard for a second. There we go. Now I can upgrade this weapon. That's the light. That's what all the people say. Let's see here. Our group garden, run past this. Over here. I believe in my last video I mentioned something along the lines of technically we're the ones that the Artorias story is based off of. I believe that is the case because in the Artorias story he goes down and takes on like the Four Kings, or like traverses the abyss and like all of that. Fights Manus and defeats him. But when you play the game, you come across Artorias, and he is like corrupted by the abyss. So really he isn't like the one who did all of the stuff in the story. People call him a fraud. I'm not sure, because He's a really tough boss, so he's pretty strong. I don't think he's technically a fraud, but I'm not exactly sure on that. Right here, on our way to Quaylag. I'll definitely be playing the other games on this channel as well. Like, I already bought Dark Souls 2 and 3, so that way I could play them at a later date. What I plan to do is I plan to finish this one, like beat this one all the way through, and then move on from there. I don't have a specific reason behind picking like a night build, besides I thought it'd be funny since I'm dressed like Solaire. Besides that, it was basically just like I thought it'd be funny. Plus, the only build that was used to beat the game was Miracle, so I figured using weapons or close-up weapons would be fun. Did almost run the route of Bonk, but I like doing. Don't mess with a man when he is doinking. Do I know what that means? Not even the slightest, but you don't mess with a man when he's doing it. And now I'm poisoned. Hey. Tried warning you. You didn't listen. Boink. Almost got taken out by the poison. And there's still one more dude. But fighting one at a time isn't too difficult. See? Just strafe. That's all you gotta do. And down she goes. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the lore because I don't know all of it. I just know bits and pieces. I did know more of it, but then I stopped playing it for a minute, so I lost most of the knowledge. When it comes to learning all of the info behind the game, I would go to different channels and listen to whatever they say, because you're not going to be getting much here. Oh, come on, now I'm toxic too. That's dumb. Well, I hope I got enough of this. Come on, give me a pop. There we go. I almost just ran off there. I used to struggle navigating this area. Back in my first playthrough, I ran down here first. Got stuck because the first game I played of this was Dark Souls 3. But I got lost down here, got stuck, realized I couldn't fast travel, and then just gave up. That's how the majority of people do this game. They'll get started, get stuck in the first few areas, and then just give up. Which is kind of fair if like these games aren't your like forte. I love them, so I don't really have a problem being stuck anymore. I kind of just either figure it out or go to YouTube. When it comes to that stuff, like, should you try and figure it out yourself? Yeah. Like, if you want to, sit there for 2 hours straight or 10 minutes, depending on how fast you can figure something out. Or if there's like a trap door or all these other stuff. If you're stuck in somewhere, first, like, give it a few tries. Run around, see what all you can find, figure out if you can see how to leave. And if that doesn't work, go to YouTube. I see nothing wrong with it, in all honesty. Because even with these games, it doesn't matter if you know. Oh, I forgot I was going to let y'all watch cutscenes. It doesn't matter if you like know the path and because if you're not good enough at the game, you're going to be stuck anyway. No matter what, it's always just a get good or get stuck. Okay. Back up. 3 slices. Go. Can't forget that I'm also poisoned, so there's a good chance that I just die here. Come on, Quaylag. What, are you scared of a little knight? Are you scared of Solaire? Knight restored. All of her attacks are very easy to dodge. Like that, you kind of just stay to her side. When she does her little swipey attacks, you can kind of just run to her right side and you'll avoid most of it. Like, see? Run to her side. You avoid all of it, actually. You get a few hits in. Whenever she does the thing where she, like, lays down and, like, does the explosion, it's telegraphed real obviously, so you can run back and avoid it. But if you have a weapon like I do and it like swings real slow, you gotta be careful whenever you start seeing it, because sometimes you'll get a little too greedy and try and get that extra hit in, and then you'll end up dying because of it. Alright, I won't skip this cutscene. But sometimes you'll get a bit too greedy, end up dying because of it. That is me a lot in these games. And eventually you'll learn like what you can and cannot do. It's just a bunch of trial and error. If you enjoyed these games, do not give up. You are going to die no matter what. Even the pros end up losing quite a lot, but they still play it, and that's why they are the pros. There we go. Personally, what got me to play these games was YouTubers. And I'm pretty sure I can say YouTubers and not get in trouble. But like, personally, I watch a lot of like the backlogs.
What have we here?
Or
Are you a new servant?
Little Aggie. Those are
Hey,
like the
that
two
you would
main
mind your
ones that I
manners.
watch. But I also watch JK Leads for his challenge runs and whatnot. So depending on like what you're trying to do, like if your play style is, or if you want to just watch a bunch of challenge run videos, backlogs and Little Aggie and JK Leads all do them. But they'll also do playthrough videos, but a majority of their videos are just like challenge runs, and they're really cool. But they got me into this game, and they got me into challenge runs just all together. One thing I don't get about these games, though, is, like, obviously, it's a good game. Like, I enjoy Dark Souls, like, all of them. What I don't understand, though, is why people say Dark Souls 1 is better than Dark Souls 2. Or just why, collectively, everyone says Dark Souls 2 kind of just sucks. Because, like, the only complaint I have is, like, the low durability in that game. But, like, even then, it's not too much of a problem. Like, there's a few hiccups here and there, but, like, I don't really see the big deal with Dark Souls 2. I really enjoy the game. I think it's really, like, especially that beginning part, it's a very beautiful game. The controls are nicer in my opinion. I think that Dark Souls 2 is a lot better control-wise. Durability, this game definitely takes it though, because you definitely don't have to worry about it nearly as much in this game as you do the others. I don't know why I took that pathing of all pathings. Dark Souls 3 is definitely my favorite out of them. Just because, like, the gameplay is way smoother, the graphics are better, and, like, the bosses are just better in my opinion. Obviously, everyone has their own opinion on, like, which game is better. I'm not trying to say, like, definitively which one's the best game. I just enjoy Dark Souls 3 the most out of all of them. Because Dark Souls 1, like, the remastered version definitely fixes a lot of the, like, issues with the graphics and the gameplay a bit. But I don't like how I can't lock on to some bosses, otherwise it just makes it harder. Obviously, that's a skill issue on my part. Like, if I would just get good and learn how to do it without locking on, then there wouldn't be a problem. And I do, like, Asylum Demon and whatnot with no lock on, but it's just a little annoying. Okay, gotta heal real fast. I forgot I have both toxic and poison. And that's why I heal twice. I hear Bloodborne's a really good one. Like everyone says, it's like it's their favorite. And if they would just make like a remastered version of it, then it would definitely be like their top favorite. I have Bloodborne, and I've played a bit of it, and I would have played more and tried beating it. The only problem, though, is my PlayStation. When I'm playing, I'll be in the middle of playing, and then randomly, it'll just like blue screen, and not like a solid blue, just like there's a film of blue over the top of it to where I can't like play anymore. It freezes everything. Nothing on the PlayStation works. Not the home button. Nothing. So I definitely would have beaten it. At least attempted to beat it a while ago. But I just keep running into problems with it, so I just haven't. I've beaten Elden Ring, and I have Demon Souls. I haven't gotten too far into Demon Souls, but I do have it. I also have Night Rain and whatnot, so I have basically all of the games. I just don't play all of them, either because I can't or I just don't want to right now. I know it probably makes me a fake fan, but it's just my preference. Unrelated, but I don't know about like y'all or like what y'all read, but or if y'all like reading, but I do.
Well, you need any?
Most of my reading is like on my phone. I'll read webtoons and whatnot. But I also read like a lot of books. Like I have a lot of them. Me being a massive fan of like mythology and stuff, I grabbed the Percy Jackson books, and I know like a good majority of it isn't actually in the mythology. They just have like mythology parts, kind of like how, and I'm not sure of this, but like in the story, Percy is the son of Poseidon. But in the actual like mythology, Perseus is the son of Zeus. I believe is how it goes. There we go. But I have the Percy Jackson books, and I read the first one, and I really enjoyed it. Before that, I had watched the movies, like the Lightning Thief and the Sea of Monsters and whatnot. I had watched the movies previously, and because I had not read the books first, I thought the movies were like okay, but I kept hearing about how people hated the movies because it was not accurate and whatnot. Kind of like the thing with like the Avatar, like Aang the Last Airbender Avatar, not the blue people, but it was like they hated it because it wasn't accurate or like they kept getting stuff wrong. Now, I had watched Avatar before I watched the movie of it, and I agree, that movie annoys me. And it is for the most basic answer, or the most basic reason. I hate the fact that they kept calling him Ong. Could not stand it. Like, if you're gonna make a movie about someone, at least get the name right. So, while it's probably a childish answer for it, I do not like those movies just for that reason. The rest of it I don't remember, so I can't like voice my opinion very accurately on that. I don't remember whether the rest of it was okay or if it was just like that one scene or like that one thing that made it awful. But for me, that one thing is enough of a reason to hate those movies. Oh yeah, I beat Quaalude, so praise the sun. I gotta remember to do that after every boss I defeat. I just think it's a funny thing to do. I also have, I've finished the Lightning Thief, and I'm gonna give y'all spoiler warning now. I'm going to say some stuff that happens in the story that you're not gonna like if you're interested. So if you want, turn off the share a little bit, or just cover your ears, mute your headphones, whatever. But spoiler warning. I had seen the movies previously, so I knew the stuff that was going to happen to an extent. Like in the movie, also while reading the stories, our main character Perseus is like 12. He is like in middle school, like 12 years old, whatever, when all of this goes down. When you're watching the movie, the dude looks 18. Not saying he did a bad job in the movies. Like, the actor did pretty good. Or, like, the actor, no issues with him. It's just the story. Like, the actor was great, but in the books, Percy is like a 12-year-old. Something like that. He's like 10. But when you're watching the movie, dude looks 18. And as you're watching, when you're reading the story, it happens like they go to all these different places. Like, there's the bus ride that ends up in an explosion. I don't remember the movie too well, so if I forget stuff, or if I just straight up get stuff wrong, let me know. But I don't remember them taking a bus and it exploding. Along with, I don't remember it being there was also the meeting up with Ares. I don't remember that at all. Or them getting Ares' shield from that water park. I don't remember. I remember a water dragon thing happening, but I don't remember like them going to the water park and getting his shield along with like the thing from Aphrodite, like her little cloth, whatever. I definitely don't remember them running into like the mechanical spiders that Hephaestus made to try and humiliate Aphrodite and Ares. So they left out like a lot of that stuff. I also don't remember like the big fight scene on the beach between Ares and Percy. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't like remember in the movies, and now it could be wrong and it could be in there and I just don't remember it. But they left out some pretty cool stuff in that. Like, I don't remember if they touched on the fact that Grover can just straight up talk to animals. I don't think they ever covered that, because like he does it a few times. He talks to a little poodle, so that way they can get enough money for a train ticket, so that way they could make it all the way to like the Empire State Building and whatnot. Or no, the first stop was the underworld. But like on their way to the underworld, because they assumed Hades was the one that stole the lightning bolt and whatnot, they had ran into a lot of different creatures sent their way. Oh crap! I died. Sent their way because Hades thought they stole the lightning bolt. Well, first it was the Furies, which are the cause of the bus exploding. Then there's the I believe after that it was Medusa, and I definitely don't remember this happening in the movie, but it's been like a year. It's been a few years since I've watched the movie, so I'm probably wrong on a lot of this. But I remember them fighting Medusa and keeping the head, and then using it later in the story or in the movie. But what happens in the books is they kill Medusa, or Percy kills Medusa, and then proceeds to mail it to Mount Olympus to antagonize the gods. Like full on, sends it up there with a little note, like best of wishes, Percy. And does it one to prove a point, and two to aggravate. And after that, they like had ran out of money and everything else, so they had to like rough it out in the woods for a little while. Well, Grover comes up and it's like, hey, I got this cool little skill. I can talk to animals. This poodle has $100. Like bounty kind of thing, like, hey, help me find the missing dog and I'll give you $100. So he talks to the dog, and the dog said like, hey, I'll let you return me for that money. So he does. He turns it, and the dog gets the money, and then they use that money to buy bus or train tickets, so that way they can go to their destination. While on this train, I believe some stuff goes down, but like I don't remember any of that in the movie. Like they left out some cool parts. Him talking to the dog. There was the part where they get in the back of the nest, or they go to a restaurant or a diner, talk to Ares, and Ares like says, hey, you find my shield, I'll get you a ride to the underworld. And so they run off, go find the shield, return to him, and that ride was crap, I forgot about the ball. But like the ride was a semi truck, and it was like a bunch of animals in the back, and there was like a zebra, a gazelle, and a lion. I believe were like the three animals back there. So they get these three animals, and Grover just straight up just talks to them. And at one point, towards like the end of the story, Percy is able to talk to the horse. And his guess is because like Poseidon, his father, is like the god of horses, and zebras are close enough to horses. Which, if we're being completely honest, not that bad of an idea as to why you can just randomly talk to horses now, or zebras. But yeah, he's able to just randomly talk to a zebra. There's like a few different things here and there, like the big, like in the movie, it was like a big old casino type thing. But whenever I believe it was a casino. I could be wrong about that. I just remember it looking like a casino. But whenever you're reading the book, it's just a giant play area. Like there's there's video games, there's all of this different kinds of stuff. And there was no lotus flowers. Like, because in that they had the lotus flowers where the more you had of them, the more under the spell you got, and then you lose track of time, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're stuck in there forever. There wasn't anything like that. It was basically they just stayed there for so long. They didn't want to leave, and it was like they made them trapped in there. So he randomly gets a voice in his head. And it was like, hey, Percy, snap out of it. You're under their control. Something like that. And then he snaps out of it. And escapes. And it was very similar in the movie, like stuck in an area, voice in the head, escape with friends. But yeah, there's like a lot of stuff I don't remember in the movie that they just left out. And if I'm not mistaken, and they did leave out a lot of that stuff, it's a very fair reason to not enjoy the movie. I really don't remember that interaction between Ares and Percy. Because they had three. First one was at the diner before they got the shield. And Percy was just like very disrespectful to Ares and like kept talking a lot of crap towards him. And then again, when they met at the same diner with the shield, and again, Percy was talking, running his mouth towards Ares, and Ares just let him. After this, their last meeting was at the beach, and you know what Percy is? The son of the sea god. So they're fighting at the ocean. Percy's best friend, and at first, Ares is keeping him away from the ocean. He has a giant two-handed sword, and Percy is Riptide, the pen that transforms from a pen to a sword. And it's a very cool weapon. And he like takes Riptide and uses it to fight against Ares. He doesn't win. like does not win the fight at all. But he puts up a great fight against him. Does not run away from the fight whatsoever. Stands his ground. He's getting absolutely destroyed by Ares because he's a grown god of war, no less. So not only is he versing a god, but he's versing a god who's specifically built to fight. So the fact that he held his own for a little while without being in the water was pretty impressive. And then after that, he finally gets to the water and gets a little bit of a power up from it, and is putting up a better fight against Ares. He's dodging his attacks better, he's flipping, dodging all these attacks. Tries to land a few counterattacks, but Ares just like dodges them and can see how Percy is going to attack him. So Percy, after getting in the water or whatnot, eventually starts understanding how Ares is fighting. He's reading his movements and all that. Percy kind of just pulls out an Uno reverse card and it's like, I'm going to read your moves now. And starts doing it and slightly learns the attack patterns. Enough so to where he can catch Ares off guard by sending a giant wave at him. And he works, it hits him, he's like disoriented for a bit, and the fight ends with Percy stabbing him in the foot. Percy is just like he's putting up a good fight, but he's slowly like losing it. So his final ditch effort was a sword to the blade, and it stabs Ares right in the foot, and it basically Ares starts like revealing his like true form, I think, or like gets mad and starts like getting ready to like full on kill Percy. Then Zeus like does something, like creates a thunderstorm right above him. Ares stops dead in his tracks, and right then and there disappears back to Olympus. So he didn't technically win, but he also didn't lose. I guess you could say he kind of won the fight because Ares had to retreat, but that's more of like a strategic role, so that way he doesn't break any of the rules of Olympus. That's my guess. Probably like, hey, stop that, and then he had no choice but to do that. But yeah, fights against Ares and does pretty well, all things considered. And after that, he like got all the stuff stolen from. He retrieved all of the stolen items, like the Helm of Hades, which is basically just like the helmet of invisibility, which was stolen by Luke, or by Ares technically, but Ares was taking orders from Kronos and was giving those orders to one of the campers, which, spoiler alert, is Luke. He was working with Ares and Kronos for more power because he had been stuck at camp for like 5 years or so. He had been stuck at camp for so long and he was tired of it, so he was ready to leave and go on his own adventure. like Kronos promised all these different things to him, to both of them really, and they both kind of just like blindly trusted him because they're like, hey, he's gonna get resurrected, so obviously he's telling the truth. Like, no, first of all, but it's like, yeah, dude, he's definitely lying to you. Why would you trust Kronos? But they did. They trusted Kronos. And Luke proceeded to betray everyone at camp, almost killing Percy. And luckily Percy survived, but barely. And after that, he kind of just like disappeared from camp. No one could find him. And that was the end of the first book. Well, actually, the end of the first book is Percy has to decide whether he's going to stay at camp year-round or if he was going to return home to his mother, who at the beginning of the story got stolen from him because he had to face the Minotaur, who originally, like, he had to face the Minotaur and all that, and he was in no position to fight this thing. So him and his mom and Grover were all in a car trying to escape him, and she drives them to Camp Half-Blood. The Minotaur, however, catches up to their car and pushes it over, like flips on, the car's about to explode and all that. And during this fight, the Minotaur grabs Percy's mom and like starts choking her out, and she disappears in a ray of gold. So Percy assumes she's dead. It's a fair assumption, really, because like if you're a kid and you see that happen to your mom, you're gonna assume like she's dead. But like happens to his mom, she gets taken by Hades, and oh, I thought he dropped something there. It's taken by Hades. Hades has her trapped and uses her as kind of like a hostage situation. And eventually he does get his mom back. Like at the end of the story, his mom is returned to him, and it's because he basically traveled down to the underworld, and before he did this, Poseidon gave Percy 3 pearls. They're described as milky pearls, so they're just like super white pearls. But he's gifted these pearls, and he has no clue what these things are used for. He just has them. Well, he gets down there to the underworld, and Hades does a little bit of an explanation. It's like, hey, you know what those things do? And Percy just looks at him and goes, no, not really. And he's like, well, those things in your hand there are orbs, or they're pearls. You crush them beneath your feet, and boom, you're done. And it'll protect you and all that. Well, actually, I think the lady that gave it to him, which was someone sent by Percy's father, I think she explained it to him, but like he didn't understand it very well. But like like he's down there. He and like sees his mom and has a little plan. He was going to use the milky pearls to save his mom and everyone else. The only problem is the pearls can only save one person at a time. So he would have to leave one person back behind. And he was not about to do that. So what he does is, like, he was originally planning to give one to his mom, one to Grover, and one to Annabeth, and save the 3 of them, and he would stay behind in hell with Hades. But instead, he starts thinking about it, and he thought, my mom would absolutely hate it if she was saved due to me staying behind and sacrificing myself. So he was like, I'll come back for you, Mom, and left. And as he was leaving, which Hades was real mad that this was happening like that, because he did not like Percy, because he said that he was a thief and all that. Percy, as he's basically taunting Hades and is like getting out of there, it's like, hey, one thing for you. When I go and grab all of this stuff and I return your helmet to you, I want you to give me my mom back. And Hades doesn't say anything. He is just mad. And is ready to like absolutely kill everyone there. Okay, I had to check to see if that was a mimic. Like, ready to kill everyone there. Percy flies out there like, hey, I'm gonna go get the stuff back, and when I do, I want my mom. And flies out of there. Well, at the end of the story, he does retrieve the helmet and the lightning bolt and returns them to both people respectively. And that's how he got his mom back. Hades said, hey, we gods live up to a certain standard, something along the lines of that, and returned his mom. Because he's like, hey, you did your part, I'm going to do mine. So that's exactly what he did. And up until the point of going to Hades, no one knew where the lightning bolt was. And Ares had like given them a bag, so that way, if they like, it had like some food in it, some money, like god money, which was like, I don't know how to actually pronounce it, but it was basically like these gold coins with Zeus printed on one and the Empire State Building printed on the other side. And they were the money of the gods, and that was the only way you could get like gods to do anything. So, when Ares gave them this bag and sent them on their way, no one really thought much of it at the time. But when they got down there into hell, they like no one really was thinking anything. But as they're exploring, they're running into all of these different people like Cerberus and all that. But they are exploring, and eventually they are like, they make it to this giant pit area. And this pit has Kronos in it. And the way they made it to this pit is, as this journey was getting started, Luke had given Percy his magic shoes that he got from his father, Hermes. So he had taken these shoes and said, here, Percy, have these. They'll help you on your journey. But because Percy was the son of Poseidon, and the three major gods, Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades, had made an oath not to have any more children because their children were just too strong. By the way, they both broke that rule very fast. Zeus was the first to break that rule with his daughter Thalia, who had died protecting Annabeth and Luke, so they could make it to camp, and got turned into a giant pine tree, which protected Camp Half-Blood. But then Poseidon broke that oath by having Percy. And because he had Percy, Zeus hated him and would not let Percy into the sky whatsoever because that was his domain. So if Percy had put on them shoes and started flying, Zeus would have struck him down immediately. So instead, Percy turns over to Grover and says, hey buddy, wear these. Because Grover was the son of Pan, god of the wild. I believe that's how it is anyway. He's son of Pan, god of the wild. And so he gave Grover the shoes and said, "Hey, bud, you wear these because you could probably use them a lot better than I can, considering the fact that I can't go into the sky." Grover was ecstatic about this, so he put on the shoes, and Kronos, trainer of heroes, the centaur, or not Kronos, Chiron. My bad, I was thinking of his father, because Chiron is the son of Kronos. So Chiron, trainer of heroes, protector of Camp Half-Blood, was telling him hey, here's a little trick. Say this and you can fly. And it was like Mia, M-A-I-A. You say the words and take off and start flying. So that's what he does. He says the words and he starts flying, but he doesn't get the hang of it immediately. In fact, he is struggling badly. But Luke gave them the shoes at the beginning of it and just ran with it. Luke, however, did not know that Percy had decided to give these shoes over to Grover. So he thought Percy had them the whole time. In fact, at one point, Luke had checked up on him and was like, "Hey, Percy, how are them shoes treating you?" Percy lied directly to his face and was like, "Oh yeah, they're great, man. Thanks for your help and everything." But when they made it down to hell and were exploring, they eventually get to this pit. And they made it there because the shoes had started flying out of control and went directly into the pit. So the shoes were there to try and take Percy down into the pit and kind of like an offering to Kronos. Luckily, no one got hurt in the shoot, and because Grover is a satyr, he's kind of like a half goat person. He had fake feet, and because he had fake feet, the shoes fell off with the fake feet and basically saved his life. So that's how they escaped that. And eventually, because Percy had been having these premonitions of everything that was happening. He had dreamt about Kronos and all of that. So he knew that something was going to happen. In fact, he knew that someone was working for Kronos, but he didn't know who it was because the voice felt familiar, but also he had no clue who it was. He thought, hey, this guy kind of sounds like someone I know. But after thinking about it for a while, he was like, wait, I don't know who this is. Why do I think this? So he gave up on the idea. And eventually he finds out that other person was Ares and Luke and everything in that. Basically, with leaving out some stuff here and there, is the story of the Lightning Thief. He also goes up to Olympus to personally deliver the lightning bolt over to Zeus. But he does it in the most badass way possible. Because this man, who knows he cannot go into the sky because it's Zeus's domain, after fighting Ares, proceeds to get into a plane, fly back to New York, and started flew all the way back to, I believe it was New York, but he flew back to go to the Empire State Building. Yeah, that's in New York. So he flew all the way back just to go to the Empire State Building, and went all the way to the 600th floor, made it to Olympus, and was walking around there. Also, I was farming those guys because I wanted the knight armor, but I think I'm just going to buy it from the giant. Or I wanted the giant knight armor, but I think I'm just going to buy it from the giant blacksmith here. But he flew back there, made it all the way to Olympus, made it all the way to the throne room, and when there was two people, two giants, I believe they're described, and it was Poseidon and Zeus, so his uncle and his father, which immediately, hey, I got the Gargoyle Telex, but immediately Percy annoyed Zeus by addressing his father instead of Zeus first, which technically you're supposed to address the owner of the place first. So he should have went uncle or like Zeus. He keeps calling him uncle though. So he should have turned to him and went, Uncle, I'm here to return your lost lightning bolt that I did not steal. It was Ares and someone else. But he immediately goes, hello, father, addressing Poseidon. Which immediately Zeus took offense to it, but then Poseidon was like, hey, calm down. It's just because he doesn't know, and it's the first time he's ever seen me. So Zeus let it slip that one time, but he was not going to let it slip a second. But he gives the lightning bolt back and talks to his father and Zeus a bit. And Zeus kind of just looks at him and goes, I let it slide this once, but if you ever get in a plane again and get into my domain, you will not make it to your destination. So that was another thing where it's like, he let it slip this one time, but he was not going to let it slip a second. It was like, dude, you pushed your luck the first time, don't try pushing your luck anymore. Yeah, I got the sword. Again, something I can't use, but it's cool to have. But yeah, he returns everything, makes it back to camp. They're getting ready to leave. And now he is like at the training area with Luke. And Luke is getting ready to leave with everyone. Or Luke is staying because he's a year-rounder. But Percy has to decide whether he wants to stay or if he wants to travel around with like his mom and stuff, who he had not been able to do that in a while. Also, that's Guinevere and like knights and whatnot. I think over there, actually no, there's no statues, but that's Guinevere, Gwyn's daughter. But, yeah. The end of the book basically was just like Percy running over, or like getting attacked by Luke, learning out all the secrets, and returning back to his mom, so that way they could enjoy some time together for the first time in a while. And that's how the book ends. There is another, there's more books though. I think there's about 5 in the first set of books. And the next one starts off with Percy on his last day of school, and Percy has a dream about Grover. Grover's running from something, but he can't tell what. He just knows it's a big something, and Grover is terrified. So he doesn't really say anything about this dream because like there's no one really to talk to. But his mom's like, hey, it's your last day of school, come on. And Skull leaves behind his pen sword, Riptide. leaves that behind and then just goes. And the last day of school, and as he's going, we meet this guy called Tyson. Now I have no clue who Tyson was, but like he was this like 6 foot tall guy who was like close friends with Percy, because Tyson had no friends, and Percy kind of just hung out with them, liked them, and became close friends. And Percy would not let anyone pick on Tyson. So he would like talk back to anyone who like even remotely started dissing his friend. And on the last day of school, they had like these transfer students from like I believe they were like German or Russian or something. It was something along the lines of that, but like there were these giant transfer students, and they were in gym class and they were playing dodgeball and whatnot. Well, the game started and everything was fine for a minute, but then not too long after this game starts, the transfer students immediately started changing. They got bigger, they started looking weird, and it was because they were not, in fact, students. They were like more like monsters. They were cannibals, as they were called. And what they did was when they were doing like the dodgeball game, and they were throwing fireballs. And Percy had no way of defending himself because he had left his riptide and all that. So he was kind of screwed. So he tried his best to fight back, and it had been a while since he had like trained in any way, shape, or form. So he was out of practice and did not put up a super good fight. But his buddy Tyson put up a pretty decent fight. Tyson, whenever they threw these fireballs, straight up just caught one. Like caught the fireball and threw it directly back at him. I hate these guys. Leave me alone. Caught it, threw it back at him, and basically would like he took out like 2 of them, but then that final one he wasn't able to take out. But he did put up a really good fight against them. But he like caught 2 of these things and his hands were destroyed. He ended up taking down a 3rd one, or he ended up trying to like catch more of them. He further just like hurt his hands. Percy eventually got like his sword and took down that final one. The school was on fire and the police were coming. So Annabeth showed up and they all ran out of there. Well, Annabeth, after meeting Tyson, kept giving him like dirty looks or kept calling him a thing and whatnot. Was not like treating Tyson with any form of respect whatsoever. And Tyson had just saved Percy's life. So not only was she talking bad about him, she was also looking down on him after he had just saved Percy's life. So Percy was upset, and for good reason. So he started getting on to Annabeth and was like, hey, why are you treating him like this? Because Percy could not understand why. And they eventually take the taxi driven by the Fates. And they are like, the 3 Fates are arguing about like who gets an eye, who gets the tooth, who gets to bite the coin, all that. Also, we're arguing like they're not arguing, but one of them said something about like Annabeth said they're wise, they know a lot, you can trust them. And they were like, yeah, we're real wise. We know every road in New York. We even know the destination you want. And said something about set a destination that they weren't even thinking about. So Percy looks at them and goes, "What did you just say?" And they immediately covered their mouth and was like, "Oh, we weren't supposed to say that." Percy goes, "Oh, hold on, no. You're gonna tell me what you were just saying." They're like, "Sorry, we can't do that. Last time we did that, our eyeball got thrown in a lake, and it took us years to find." And as they're arguing, the sisters start fighting over who gets the eye and the tooth. Well, one sister gets the tooth and puts it in her mouth. The other sister gets the eyeball, but it starts flying around the taxi and lands in the back seat next to Percy. Percy finally works up from there to grab the eyeball and goes, and the sisters are like, "Good, now give me the eye." And he goes, "No." They're like, "What do you mean no?" And he's like, "I'm not giving you the eye until you tell me what you're talking about." Like, what do you mean? Like, this is the destination I want, and what? And what are you talking about? Oh, come on! He was supposed to stop shooting as soon as I got there. He has never once rapid fired like that. But he was like, "Before I give you this eye, tell me what you mean about that destination." And they were like, "We can't." And he was like, "All right, well, I'm throwing it out the window." They were like, no, please don't. And said a bunch of numbers. Now, I can't remember what these numbers were, but then they said like a bunch of numbers and said, "All right, now give us the eye." And he was like, "No, explain the numbers." They're like, "We can't. Like, that is all we are allowed to tell you. Give us our eye back." And before he could argue any further, Annabeth just said, "Give them their eye now or we're gonna die." And so finally he gives them the eye back. They made it to the camp. And when they got there, it was under attack from two bronze-covered bulls that were the size of elephants, and they could also breathe fire. So they were getting ready to go fight, and Annabeth is like, "All right, you and Tyson go up there and start fighting and all that." And Percy was like, "No. Tyson has already risked his life enough today. He doesn't need to do it again." So he goes up there by himself. And Annabeth was trying to insist, like, "Hey, let Tyson help you." And he's like, "No, Tyson, you stay here. You're not allowed getting hurt." So that's what Tyson does. He stays back and listens to Percy. Well, a few minutes later, like, Percy runs up the hill, and Annabeth distracts one of the bulls. So Clarice, who's the daughter of Ares, she also Clarice bullied Percy in the first movie, tried giving him a swirly and all that. And when that was happening, he kind of like used water powers, and no one understood why or how. So he uses these like water powers and makes every pipe in the bathroom explode, getting everyone drenched in bathroom water. Whether it was from the sink, the showers, or the toilets, they were drenched in it, including Annabeth, who wasn't even mad. She was more just shocked about everything. But they all get covered in water except for him. He was in the only dry spot in the entire bathroom. So somehow that didn't like tip him off that he might be related to a water god. But like, they didn't suspect a single thing from that. And then just was like, "All right, well, he can do that." I guess they just thought the pipes burst and went every other place except for that one spot where he was standing. Well, a few minutes later, or not a few minutes, but like a few days later, there was like a training session where they all played Capture the Flag and it was Team Athena versus Team Aries. And Team Athena had made a deal with like the Harry's cabin, which there was a lot of people in there because I was kind of just like one where the Harry's people go and two where the rejects go, where the gods kind of just don't want to claim their own kids. But it's where all the people go who either didn't have a parent or the parent was Hermes. Well, after the training starts, Percy is like in the woods and decides that he was going to be a distraction to Clarice and all of her little buddies. So he kind of just like calls out and is like, "Hey, I'm over here, come fight me." And she shows up and a couple of the other Aries guys, and they are just like destroying him in this fight, not even giving him a chance to fight back. And they are doing really well, and they're about to win. Put a few scratches on him here and there, and we're like right about to win. And then they pushed him in the water, and immediately his wounds started healing, and he got stronger. His vision got better. He got stronger, faster, all of that, and started like destroying them in this fight. Well, she goes to attack him, but she like the other two start attacking him, and he takes them down with fairly little issues. And like after that goes for Clarice, and she like goes to stab at him and all that. He ends up catching it and breaks her weapon, and she had a magic like enchanted weapon, so she was mad. But he won the fight, and they ended up winning the tug of war because he kept them distracted the entire time. But yeah, ended up winning that. But then in the next book, she is fighting against like the giant bulls and puts up a decent fight, but is losing when Percy gets there. So he runs over there and like tries saving her, and he does. The bull charges at her. He grabs her last second and ends up saving her. Well, he ends up doing a pretty decent bit of damage to this thing. Oh crap, I was hoping it just fell off. I guess I'm not that lucky. Can I stun lock you? Yes! Oh! Alright, that was a little scary. But he ends up saving her and like starts doing a bit of damage to this bull, and eventually like as he is like protecting her and all that, like he's there, he gets ready to like fight off this bull, and like goes to stand up and realizes, oh wait, my ankle's messed up. I can't tell if it's sprained or if it's like broken, but I can't stand up right now. Solaire! It's best man Solaire. Let's hear him speak real fast.
Oh, there you are.
Oh,
You've
there
been
you are.
quiet these days.
You've been
Smooth
quiet
summoning
these
out
days.
there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
I would relish the chance to assist you.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't
Aren't
you?
you?
If I didn't know better,
Thank you.
I think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me. Pretend you didn't hear.
Alright, there we go. I had to talk to Solaire. I love Solaire. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you liked me. But he goes to, like, fight off this giant bull, realizes he can't stand. So, as he charges at him, and he takes a swipe at the thing and, like, cuts off part of its snout. And he fought off that one, but he could not fight off the second one coming in. So it's getting ready to charge at him, and Annabeth screams out, "Hey, Tyson, protect Percy!" And oh, hello, Percy. Hey, Mom. He runs over to like protect Percy, but he couldn't get through the barrier. So Annabeth screams out, "Help him!" And he goes, "Can't get through." So Annabeth wants to go like, "Hey, hi, Annabeth, whatever her last name is, because I can't think of it right now." It's a fast response time because I quickly look at my phone every once in a while to see if people join. But he was, she had to like say, "Hey, I, Annabeth, allow Tyson to pass through." So he gets through and he runs over to Percy or in between Percy and the bull, and the bull's charging him, and he goes, "Bad cow," and punches it directly in the snout. Or, actually, before that, he gets engulfed in a pillar of flames. Like, absolutely engulfed in him. But he comes out completely unscathed somehow. I figured maybe it was lagging less. No, the gameplay kind of just stays laggy. Which is why I talk a lot more now, to keep it interesting. So that way it's not just laggy gameplay, it's also slightly interesting topics. But he was like engulfed in the flames, and then came out unscathed somehow. And Percy was confused, and Percy just goes, "The bull must have been as confused as I was, because before he even had a chance to attack again, Tyson punches it directly in the snout and says, 'Bad cow,' and crushes this giant bronze bull's face. And then again, punches it a second time, further crushing it like aluminum foil, and it kind of just falls over. So Tyson, this man we know nothing about, not only just fought against 3 cannibals and survived, he then fought against a giant elephant-sized bronze bull, got engulfed in flames, came out unscathed, and won the fight barehanded. Well, after this, Percy runs over to, or is talking to Annabeth and Tyson, and is like, "How are you unscathed?" And Annabeth kind of just goes, "Look at him. The other thing to work on is being overly animated / excited." I know, Mom. I'll work on that. But he, is like, "Tyson, how are you not hurt? Why is your clothes not even, burnt?" Annabeth just goes, "Have you ever really looked at Tyson? He ain't exactly normal." And she was like, "Have you tried looking past the fog? Because anytime something mythological happens in the story, a fog shows up that makes it where people can't see what's going on and whatnot." So he kind of just thought Tyson was like big ugly dude, but no, he looks a bit closer. Turns out Tyson is a cyclops, and cyclopses run the forges in Olympus, so they're fireproof. And that's about as far as I got in the second story. Oh wait, no. Also, the tree of Thalia, who is the daughter of Zeus, got poisoned. So the tree is now like slowly decaying and whatnot. I was going for a backstab. There we go. But yeah. They're pretty cool stories from what I've read so far. They're not the only stories I read. They're just some of my favorites because I love mythology, and Percy, the Percy Jackson series, mixes mythology with more modern timeness. So it's a cool mix between the two. Hello, person. I don't know if you're mother again or not. But hello, welcome to stream. Let's see. I'm a big fan of books, but I also have like other ones besides Percy, like the Aragon series and all that. So the first one I got was the Murtaugh book, and when I got it, I had no clue if it was okay to start with one that wasn't the one called Aragon. So I asked the guy working there, like, "Hey, is it fine if I get this book and read it first?" And he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't really matter what you start with." So I said, "All right." Got the book, started reading it. It was pretty cool. I also am like a giant fan of like anime and other like fantasy stuff, like Lord of the Rings. I bought the movie trilogy so I could watch them, and I've watched all of the first movie, and I started on the second. I still have to finish the second, but I started on it. First movie was really good. I liked it. My favorite character is Sam. Like, there is no debate. Frodo is cool. The other halflings or the other hobbits are cool and all. But by far my favorite is Sam. Because this guy, who had never picked up a weapon before, had never adventured outside of like his home, goes out and like a week later is fighting in like these caves. Absolutely no clue what he's doing, but is like fighting against all these different creatures that would like scare any man, and without hesitation proceeds to start demolishing everyone in his path. Like, takes down guy after guy with a sword and a frying pan, and you cannot tell me that dude is not like the coolest person ever. Like, the twins do great. Don't get me wrong, they do great in this fight. But Sam is on a whole other level. Did I let people know you're alive? I did not. I kind of just told them a few times, and then if they still want to watch me, they can. I did let them know that I stream every single day, though, so if they want to watch, they can. But like, Sam, definitely my favorite, because this man, very first day, or like, goes out of like really protective over Frodo because he made the promise to Gandalf. I would still post you're going to live each time. I will. I will. Probably. I won't be like directly messaging people too often because I feel like that gets annoying. So I'm gonna not do that nearly as much. But yeah. I kind of wish Frodo fought more, but I think it's like his whole thing is like not fighting. Kind of wish he threw hands a bit more, but can't really blame the guy if I'm being honest. Like, not very many people would willingly just like start fighting everyone in their path without any hint of like fear. Oh, not Havel's. Havel's armor would be cool, but I want the giant armor. Look at me, I'm gorgeous. Now, oh, I can still roll properly. All the points I put directly into endurance and all that was worth it. As long as I can at least like medium roll with this armor on, I'm good. Full set. Here. It's kind of like the giant dad armor kind of like the giant dad build that got really popularized back in like 2012. I, however, have never done the giant dad build, nor will I be doing it this time. I want to do this. I want to wear the armor because I think it'd be funny. I watched the video and that's why I want to wear this one. Could I even, like, I don't think it is like physically possible to wear this armor and not heavy roll 24/7. Yep, I knew it. Ain't doing nothing but the heavy rolling. Mother, since you're in stream, how's the audio? Is it super loud? Like when I run around and all that, or if I like attack? Is it like super loud or anything? Hello, Mr. Giant Blacksmith. I would like to go and buy one more twinkling titanite so I can offer my wow. Get more disassociated, boy, mom. The giant dad build consists of like the helmet of, or the mask of the father, which increases equipment load. Most of the giant armor, and the Zweihander. The Zweihander is the coolest weapon, by the way. Because, like, in fantasy, as you'll see a lot, or there's hardly a time you don't see it, but in fantasy, they make a habit out of making a ton of giant weapons. And I personally, like, I think they're cool. Don't get me wrong, giant weapons are awesome. But they are incredibly impractical, as like everyone will tell you. The Zweihander, on the other hand, is the only giant sword that you can use because it was a literal weapon used throughout history. It's like Zweihander, I believe, is two-hander, and unlike all these different fantasy swords, like the Berserk sword or Ossa sword or all these other ones, where it's like this giant hunk of metal that weighs like 30 pounds and all that. The Zweihander weighed 8 pounds and was like 6 feet long. So it was a really good weapon used in battle to keep enemies away and all this other stuff. I just got the giant shield. I can't use it, but like, look at me. I'm gorgeous. I got a heavy roll. But the Zweihander, great weapon. I see no downsides to it. Nah. obviously, it is a bit slow if you don't know what you're doing, and it's a bit like weird to use if you've never used one before. But it is a good weapon. On the topic of like weapons and stuff, a lot of times in fantasy, along with like the overly giant weapons that are incredibly impractical in actual use, there's the art of dual wielding, which they have shown many, many times. Now, I, for one, I love dual wielding. Dual wielding is like super cool. Also, since I have 8,000, I'm gonna go buy that extra little extra. I'll go do this first. But like, it's like dual wielding is cool. I like it. I do it all the time when I'm playing Dark Souls 2 and Elden Ring and all that. I am a massive fan of dual wielding. One of my favorite animes was SAO, and one of the coolest parts was when Kirito broke out his dual wielding for the first time. Like, I'm a massive fan of it. But in real battles, like, everyone will swear up and down that dual wielding like two swords is like a great combo to do. No. Dual wielding is a thing in actual combat. Yes, it's shown throughout history that dual wielding is a thing. But it's not with two weapons of the same type. Typically, it is done with a normal attacking weapon and a defensive weapon. You do not attack with both weapons at the same time. One is for attack and one is for defense. That's why typically it's a sword and a shield. Whether that shield is like this one here, or a smaller one like a buckler, or whatnot. The dual wielding is typically done with a dagger, more specifically like a parry dagger, and a sword, or even at times a sword and an axe, or whatever. Typically, it's like a normal weapon plus a smaller, more agile weapon that's used for parrying and deflecting and all that other stuff. And they'll just like, that's how dual wielding works. Now, could you dual wield with two weapons? Yes. Is it good? No. People have tried it and they get outclassed. Because doing the one-handed is like a lot weaker than using two hands to control the sword. Another thing that's in like a lot of media now that people like to grossly overestimate the actual practicality of it is reverse grip. Reverse grip is cool, but the only weapon it is feasibly usable on are daggers. And I can actually show you. I have a few weapons. But like, when you're using weapons and you have like, what's a cool dagger I can use? Well, I have knives in here, but like, when you're using a knife, people will like debate you on this no matter what, but like, some people say that holding a knife like this is the best way to attack. Like, you got your range, all that. But the blade's about that long, so if you are attacking another person with a dagger, it doesn't matter whether you use it like this or like this. Both ways work, and both ways are effective in their own way. Like this, you get a bit more reach, and you get like your own attack pattern. If you hold it like this, you still get like a very usable attack pattern with a few more attacks to it. But if you hold a knife like this, there's a chance people can grab your wrist and like get the knife out. But you hold that knife like this, good luck trying to get that wrist now. Along with like being able to jab people with the butt of the knife. So you come at someone like this, they're holding a knife like this, there's not that much of a difference in range whenever you're doing it. So that's the only viable weapon that dual wielding is available in. Now, as soon as you get to bigger and better weapons, well, if we're being honest, daggers are not as good as media makes them seem. They're good as long as you're fighting other people with daggers. Now, swords, on the other hand, this is a foam sword, obviously, but you get the sword, you have like the massive blade, which you can extend, and like you get a long range with it. So holding it out in front of you, you get that long range. As soon as you do reverse grip, one, the guard here gets in your way. You can't swing it as well. And it really minimizes your range. You don't get as good of attacks or defense or any of that stuff with it. So while it is very cool to hit reverse grip on weapons, it is very impractical in like actual combat. Of course, now people have like guns and stuff, so sword fighting is like useless in an actual fight, and this knowledge is just fun knowledge that I have. I think it's cool. But yeah, big weapons and practical, still really cool. If I'm playing games, I'm going to choose the giant bonk stick, aka a giant sword like the great sword. In Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, which is just Guts' sword from Berserk. And I am also going to be choosing, like, if I have the option, I'm going to put some 2 weapons in my hands. Because while in real life it's impractical, video games ain't real life, so I can dual wield all I want and still be effective. Kind of like how offhand, like using no weapons against like people with weapons is not that good. Media makes it seem that way, but like that's not the case. Same thing with like a blind swordsman. Obviously, a blind swordsman is not going to be able to keep up with a swordsman who can see. It's like, no, I don't care how masterful you are with a sword. If you can't see, you're not winning. They've tested it. Like, no matter how good your hearing is or how good like your sense of smell is, like you're not going to be able to smell the sword coming in or hear it swishing through the air and know the exact trajectory at which it's going to collide with your face. No. But I think we can all agree, when you get that old blind swordsman in there that can absolutely demolish everyone he comes across, we all think that's cool. I died again. Everyone thinks the blind swordsman is like the coolest thing ever. I'm not saying it's not. In fact, I'm agreeing with it. That is like really cool. But since I'm on the topic of like things shown in media that would not work, I figured I'd talk about most of it. Nordic berserkers that are seen in a lot of stuff, where it would be like a guy ditching his armor and just running around doing all this crazy stuff. No. There's like one account of this ever happening. So one, we don't really know for a fact whether it happened. But think about it logically. If you're going into battle against people with bows and arrows and swords and all these other weapons, typically more axes, because Nordic people were the ones using all the axes. But like if you're going into battle against these people and they have all these different weapons and stuff, you're gonna wear armor if you have it. But you're not just going to run in there with no armor, 2 weapons in hand, and expect to come out of there alive. That's not how that works. Assassins with like 2 daggers that would just like go into the middle of a fight and outclass everyone with swords just because they're really skilled with daggers. No. Sun Jin Woo is very cool. Yeah, Sung Jin Woo is like really cool. Don't get me wrong. He's really cool and like could take out a lot of people in anime. But if you have 2 daggers and you're versing someone with a sword, you better get out of there. Because you ain't outclassing him. Unless the only exception to this rule is like if the person you're fighting is a complete novice and you are highly skilled in the weaponry. But if you got 2 people who are skilled in their weapons, most likely chance is like dude with 2 daggers is not winning that. I don't care. Cry about it. Well, actually, I can strike faster with the daggers, so I can outmaneuver. No, I don't care how fast you can strike with them daggers. They can reload that sword faster than you can get to them. And the reason I say reload is because like it's like bringing it back to like do another hit. I did kickboxing and they called it rechambering your punches. So it's like it may take them a few like milliseconds to like get that sword back, but you're not gonna beat them with 2 little daggers if they have a full sword against you. Since I was on the topic of like armors and whatnot, there are hello person. There are people in like there are people like constantly who are like, oh yeah, I could like if I had a good set of armor and all that, I could be like a great fighter. Or like if I was to duel people back then, they wouldn't be able. They're like sword fighting is impractical because like swords can't get through armor. No. You want to know something kind of funny about like medieval times and armor? Armor's kind of expensive. You know who's going out into war? Poor people. So, unless you're rich or you know a guy, which even then, even if you know a guy, you're only getting a discount. You ain't getting free armor set. Like again, that's expensive. He jumped off himself. I didn't have to do it. But like armor is incredibly expensive. So you're not just gonna have like a full set of armor and whatnot. So yeah, no. Also, there's people that'll like say, "Oh, as long as I have a good armor," or like they would like talk about. There's been like videos of like people or like even people in media ditching helmets and just running with the rest of their armor. No, in fact, it is the exact opposite within like history. As long as you have a good helmet, you don't like obviously you still like would want the rest of the armor, but it's not exactly necessary. If you have a good like armor set on you, you can kind of, or if you got a good helmet, you can kind of bypass the rest of the armor. Of course, my thought process with this is like, especially with like Vikings, how they had armor, but they were always short on materials. Like Vikings were very poor when it came to like resources, like iron. They were not heavily like gifted in that aspect. Their iron reserves extremely low. So that's why anytime you like see history museums and whatnot, or like hear about Vikings, they always have axes or spears. When in a lot of cases, most actually, like not in the case of the spear, but in the axe, like the sword is better. And it's because like even on like the character that I have here, as you can see, it has like that guard there for your hands. Obviously that one's a bit big and like the sword itself is not very practical. But like when you're dealing with weapons, you want one that's going to be practical to use and very like useful. Axes, while practical to use in a fight, are not as protective as like a sword is because they don't have that guard. the axe is like most weapons are finesse weapons. So like instead of like just brute forcing your way through it to where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna hit hard enough and then I'm gonna win. There's a bit of finesse added into it. Like you have to maneuver your sword in certain ways, or you have to maneuver your axe in certain ways. All of it is like doing movements in these ways to win a fight. The axe is no exception because like without that guard, you have to do very weird movements to be able to protect yourself against like attacks. So the axe being a very good weapon, but like not as good as a sword. But they were extremely low on the resources, so they could not just start pumping out swords. Plus, they did not have the right forges that could like constantly pump out the high carbon steel that all these other places could make. So, what they did is the reason why they were actually able to have these swords in combat is because they would steal it. Like, they would kill someone and they would steal their weapons. And that's my same thought process with armor. It's like, hey, I don't have it, but you do, and you're dead now, so I'm taking it. It's like very natural way of doing things, in all honesty. It's like, hey, you can't use it, but I can. So like the people who had armor were either A, rich, or B, probably stole it. Oh, and on the topic of like things that people or like media has made it seem can happen but just doesn't. Obviously the things I'm talking about are still like really cool when I see them in like all these different things. I still love seeing dual wielding. I still love seeing people like run into battle head first without a care in the world. Inosuke from Demon Slayers is like my favorite character in that show, and he not only has zero armor protecting him, but he is dual wielding with 2 broken swords. But if we're being completely honest, that sword is probably more deadly that way because not only is it sharp on the edge, so it still has that cutting capability, it has the ability to be used as a saw now. So, yeah, I may talk about how like things aren't accurate, but like I still love this no matter what. But those scenes in like movies or video games or TV shows where it's like 2 people being masters of the craft, so they just know what move the person's about to throw next, so they can perfectly guard or perfectly block or whatnot. While that is true to an extent, it is not to the point of where they can just start doing all these different movements, knowing exactly what the person's doing at all times and all this stuff. No. They can know all these different moves, but they still can't fully predict what their opponent is about to do. So it's still like very risky. And all these like spin around behind the backs, like jumping up, slamming down. No. Not how that works. Sadly, it'd be cool if it was how that works. Hello, person. But it's not. Instead, it would be like a normal duel where it would be like the 2 people who are masters of the sword would be fighting, and it would like not be anywhere near what it shows in the movies. The only one that's kind of similar is like fencing, because like no matter what media you watch, fencing is always just fencing. Good example of this, The Princess Bride. I love that movie. But that movie is awesome, and like when they're fencing, it is just like back and forth, doink, 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 doink. And then it would like go back and like doink, 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 and it would be attacking and defending. And it was all like actual fencing. But like you can't really like fencing is just fencing. You can't really make it anything else but fencing. You could try and fail, but fencing, like, it's still a type of swordsmanship, so it still like has its uses. The dude bounced off the other dude, but like you can't make it as cool as like the other fighting styles because like no matter what, it is still just a needle sword stabbing. I was really hoping that dude just died already. Oh, come on, you were right there. Why'd you back up? There we go. Dodged it. Oh, baby, you cannot touch me! I'm trying to think here. Like, I've been talking about like inaccurate stuff in movies for a minute now. I think I'll just talk about like all the cool stuff I enjoy. Like, I enjoy like all these different movies and TV shows because they just have like really cool concepts in them. Like, The Princess Bride. I love that movie. The fencing in it is awesome. I love Andre the Giant just because he's so cool. One of my favorite scenes in it is just like the scene where he's like feeding the guy poison and he's like, so you put it in one glass, but really it's in the other one, and you made it seem like you put it in the one in front of me, but really it's the one in front of you, and you want me to choose that one. And the entire time it's both glasses are filled with poison, and he's like, but I got you, you can't trick me, haha. And he drinks it and then he dies, and they both like drink it, and he's like, inconceivable. It's one of the funniest lines in that movie, and I love it. And it's like, she looks at him and goes, how did you know, or like, how'd you do it? And he goes, both were filled with poison. And she was like, then how are you? And he was like, oh, hold on, Solaire's doing his thing. But how are you still alive? And he's like, oh, well, I built up an immunity to it. It's like, all right, all right. It's like, now that, I think that's true to an extent. I do believe, like, to an extent, you can build up your body to poisons. Cutscene, by the way, so I'm gonna let this one. I'm gonna kill Ornstein first, because I'm gonna kill Snow first so I can get Ornstein's armor. Ornstein is that cool dude right there. Smo's the fat one. There's Snow. It's a duel battle, so I pulled in my buddy Solaire, who I love. Rep the crew. Hello, Ornstein. Oh! I don't like it. I don't want it. Leave me alone. Oh, get blocked, or Smo. Dodged. Doink. Doink. Dodged again. Smack. Schmack. Ha ha ha. Dodged again, boy. Smack. 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 Smack them ankles, boy. Oh, crap. No, not my ankle. Your ankle. Come here, boy. What are you doing? Oh, crap. I hit his sword. His giant hammer. Obviously, this is not the end of the fight. There's still, like, a bit left where it's like, come on, let me kill Smo first. Don't kill Ornstein. Don't kill Ornstein. I don't want to. Ah, come on. Alright, well, Ornstein got killed first, and now I'm fighting Super Smo. That's super smart. I should have let the cutscene play through, but I didn't think of it. That's fine. I was gonna run this armor anyway because I thought it was funny. I thought I dodged that. Heavy attack! Boom! I missed. Oh, come on, boy. Don't do this to me. Heavy attack! Oh, that hit you! That went right up your butt. That was like a colonoscopy. Smack, smack. Right on the butt. Oh, crap, 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 crap. Oh, dodged it. Oh. Doink, 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 doink. Yeah. Oh, Schmo, are you getting your ass handed to you? Solaire, no! Don't worry, Solaire's still alive. It's just like he can no longer help me for this boss fight. Doink and doink! Oh, come on, that was right there. That was the end of you. Don't you lie to me. I know that was the end of you. I made it so. Oh, don't. That's bull. I know I dodged that. Hello, other person. I hope you enjoy. Because I'm probably going to have to fight this guy about 3 more times before I actually win. Or maybe I get it on this attempt. Yeah, I figured I didn't have any more shots. Alrighty then. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, but like, that movie is awesome. Another part that I enjoy is where, like, Andre was just like, he kept complimenting the guy, and he was like, I want to let you know you're doing a good job. I don't like it when I kill people and they're embarrassed. Or, I don't like it when people die embarrassed. It was just really funny to me. I will name people Montoya when I'm playing these games and I'm using, like, thrusting swords. Just because of Inigo Montoya. Like, I will constantly quote that to myself whenever anything reminds me of it. It's just like, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. It's like, I enjoy that scene. That was BS. Yes, it was, Mother. Thank you for agreeing. I was to the right, or I was to the left of that hammer. It should not have hit me. I forgot I need to go, I have to do this fight with, my buddy Solaire. I can't do it any other way. It's not allowed. I gotta run all the way back now. Did you dirty on that fight? They always do me dirty on that fight. I don't care how many times I fight it. They still do me dirty. Now I gotta run all the way back. But I love that movie. It's such a great movie. I gotta watch that movie again. I believe we have that movie on the disc. I am going to probably end streaming as soon as I beat Ornstein and Smo, which is why I decided to leave it off on this boss, because that could either mean I'm streaming for 1 more attempt or 70. But no matter what, that is the final boss that I'm going to be fighting for tonight. I make a bit of progress, and then I leave it off until next time. I make a bit of progress, and I leave it off. Way of White, I never even talked to the guy. How did I get the Way of White covenant? Or no, is his the Way of Blue? No, it has to be the Way of White, because this whole thing is miracles. I never joined any covenant. How'd that happen? Now I'm just confused. Well, anyway. Oh, I have a mohawk. I mean, I saw the little thing. I didn't realize there was hair on it. That's cool. Let's see. What other movies are like that I enjoy? Because I really like a lot of movies that are like The Princess Bride and Lord of the Rings and all that. Whether realistic or not, they're cool and I love them. Nothing has to be realistic for me to like it. I'm playing Dark Souls right now. None of what happens in Dark Souls is realistic, besides dying to demigods. It's about the only realistic part of this game. Oh, I hit your kneecap. That was your bad knee, too. I know it was. You ain't got no good ones. You ain't gonna have no good knees after I'm done with your boy. Oh, come on. Don't you do it. That's what I thought. Stop running. Fight me like a man. The 16-foot tall man you are. Fight me like the man. Stick it to the man. Alright, Patrick, I'm gonna need you to say those lyrics a little slower. Right, we're going down, down. Those aren't words, Patrick. I hate how in this game you can only roll in 4 directions. So if you're trying to roll in any of those 4, yeah, you're out of luck. You're just dead. That's why you can't lock on in this game very often, because it will just straight up get you killed. No. You're not allowed healing. That's my thing. I'll call Mickey Mouse on you. I forgot to kindle again. Well, I'm here and I cleared out the area, so I'm going to take on the boss, and if I die, then so be it, and I'll just summon in Solaire again. You don't need to summon him in for these fights. You kind of just need to, like, interact with him in each area and defeat the boss of it, and then you can move on, deal with it later. Oh, that's... no. You were gonna run into a pillar. I made it so. I ran that way just so you would run into said pillar. I needed to grab that first. Alright, now I'll fight you. Come here! Oh, not you. I wanted Smo. I wanted the Fat Man. No, stop it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, so fine. I wanted to take Solaire into this fight, which is why, like, you gotta represent your homeboy. Like, I wanted to take him into the fight anyway, but I had forgotten to, like, kindle or reverse the hollowing and whatnot. That's so annoying. Now, if I could just go faster, everything would be so much easier. The only problem with that is that would require me to wear less armor. And I don't want to. Like, look at me. I'm gorgeous. of course, also without the armor, I'm hunky Ryan Reynolds, so I'm gorgeous with or without the armor. I mean, look at me. I'm majestic. But like I still heavy roll. So what's the point of wearing oh crap, that's even heavier armor. What's the point of wearing less armor if I'm still gonna roll funny? It's like I'd rather just wear the extra armor, have the protection, and still be majestic. Like, holla at your boy, but like, look at me. God made me in his image for a reason. I just get struck by lightning because I said that. Oh, I'm out of my other milk. All right. Hopefully, I beat it this time. Because I'm going to be a little mad if I lose again. Now, I'm just going to run this armor for the rest of the game, probably. So I don't even need to specifically go after Ornstein or Schmo. Hello, Mother. What are you laughing at this time? I'm confused. I don't need to go after specifically Ornstein or Schmo, but it would be nice to have Ornstein's armor because that armor is just so cool. I will go after Schmo. I'll let Solaire take care of Ornstein for me, but if I just so happen to kill like Smo first and then I get the chance at his armor, I'm gonna take it because I want it. No, don't heal. That's not allowed. Only I can do that. I'm the main character here. Last time I checked, you weren't as important as me. Last time I checked, you weren't nearly as important. So now do you have to run all the way back? Yeah, every time you die in Dark Souls, if you die to a boss, you're gonna have to run all the way back to that boss fight. There is no exception. Unless you beat it, or like, the only time you don't have to run back is if you beat it on the first try. And with Ornstein and Smo, unless you're a god gamer, which I'm not, you ain't beating them on the first. What do you mean his bow blocked my sword? No. I don't care what your bow's made out of. It's not blocking my, like, 12-pound sword from hitting you. And you're just bull. I don't even need all of my heals in the boss fight, because, like, if you need all the heals anyway, you're probably going to end up dying to him. So, your majestic speech. Which one? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or if you're actually... Because I haven't said anything majestic. I kind of just been telling people they're not as important as I am. How dare you! I do believe that is not allowed. Get doinked! Yeah, that's what I thought, boy. You see that? He got doinked. He didn't even see what was coming. Get ready. Get ready. He gonna summon in. We ain't ready for the awesomeness. Here he comes. Solaire, baby! Always gotta praise that sun. Alright, Solaire. Oh, the reason why I have to kill those guys is because if you don't, Solaire will go after them, and he'll just have less fight going into the boss. So no, I'm not risking it. Me and him are just gonna run together. Alright, Solaire, here's the game plan. I'm gonna fight, and you're gonna fight, and we're gonna try not to die. Alright, go. Oh, you jumped off. That's why you have less health. Dodged! Oh, baby! I'm trying to run in between your legs, dude. I don't care how weird that sounds. It's what I'm doing. Yeah, jump all you want. Doink, doink, and one more. Yeah. Come on, boy. Doink and doink. Yeah, I can get 2 in. Get about 3 in here. Doink, doink, and doink. Yeah. Oh, I can get a 4th. Doink. You're dead. You're dead. Alright. Super Ornstein. When you took off your armor. Oh, yeah. I'm just Ryan Reynolds. Alright, I won't skip the cutscene this time. This is what happens when you kill one of them. They just absorb the other and steal their powers. See, I want his armor. Look how cool Ornstein looks. You can't tell me that I won't be like the coolest guy around when wearing the... Oh, he spawned right there. I just realized I didn't use a healing flask the entirety of that first phase. Of course, now I jinxed it, so now I'm gonna have to wear it. Solaire! No! Buddy! Why? Why'd you do that to my Solaire? No. Bang. Ah! No. Oh. You cannot do that. That's not allowed. Heavy attack. Yes! It actually hit. No! Stop doing that to Solaire! He did nothing wrong. Hey, I got two hits. Oh, yeah, boy! I dodged it. I didn't dodge that. I dodged that one though. I just walked in between your legs. You can't hit me if I'm in between your legs. You know why? Because you ain't flexible, dog. Oh, that is bull crap. I'm getting annoyed. Why? That jump attack is the only thing that really kills me in that second phase. I can't even... I could power up my weapon a bit more, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna power up my sword. So, we level up the sword, and then we go and try it one more time. Maybe we try it as Dr. Richtofen from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I am the majestic, the all-knowing, the all-powerful Knight Solaire. Did I name myself Solaire? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I'm the all-powerful Solaire, brother of Solaire, son to Solaire. We are a long line of Solaires. My brother is a Solaire, I am a Solaire, and our father is a Solaire. And so is our grandfather and his grandfather before him, and so on and so forth. Yeah, they kind of just ran out of names after naming one of us Solaire. And now that is the only name boys get. It is the Solaire dynasty. You ain't so tough. Yeah. I forgot I did get his weapon. Not that I use it, but I did get it. You know why I ain't using that? Because look at the damage this boy does. Also, there's also the Dragon Tooth, which does a lot more damage, but also no. You do not know the power of a solaire until you fight the power of a solaire. But once you do that, you're already too close, and you're already dead. Press that. So one fire is that we eat a soul. Or a humanity. We eat a humanity. And then we proceed to reverse hollowing. And now I am majestic Ryan Reynolds again. Ain't nothing better than that. And now we just run into here, kill these guys again, and then be on our merry way all the way up to Mr. What's-His-Face. Oh, I kind of forgot I can't get close to both of them at the same time. Otherwise, that happens. Y'all can, like, stop falling. Y'all can run? I thought y'all was too fat. I mean, look at you and tell me I'm wrong. What? Oh, you didn't like the fat comment? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't handle the truth. See, now me, I look majestic when I'm staring at the sun in my armor. Sadly, I do not have the praise the sun emote. So I'll do this one instead. You canceled my emo. Why are you following me? You duo of fat bastards. Oh, come on. Right up in there and attack them weak knees. Everyone knows that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Take out them kneecaps and there ain't nothing they can do. Man, your shield was in the way. That's cheating. You are a cheater. A cheater, a pumpkin eater. How dare. You wanna go? I'll show you what real pain is. Get ready, and the doink! Oh crap, I missed. Doink! There is no one powerful enough to avoid the doink and leave. There's no one who has faced the doink master and then proceeded to tell him. The doctor to all very good. Actually, I think if this guy was to be any character from the Black Ops 2 games, he'd probably be either Dempsey or Nikolai. But he seems kind of like a Russian to me, so it's probably Nikolai under there. Just like, give me all of your vodka. You fight like strong bear. But as soon as you take off the armor, it is Ryan Reynolds. Why they had Ryan Reynolds in this game, I don't know. But that's what the face looks like, and no one can tell me otherwise. Except for Miyazaki. If Miyazaki kind of just looks at me and goes, he's based off of a different person, I would believe him on the spot, because he's the one that made this game. Alright, let's try this again. And hopefully this time I win. Because I will be also sad if I do not. I will have to kill one of the giants up here because they drop the money and I need about 1,000 more. So that way I can buy another Twinkling Titanite and then buy the upgrade from a sword. Do not touch me, you big ogre. You know what? My bad. That's offensive to Shrek. Oh. Oh. Sorry, I don't hit women. Neither do I, but I'll make an exception for you. Oh! I think that's a line from Tiny Tina. I think that was her name. Borderlands character had a whole butt stallion unicorn Pegasus thing. I'm sorry, I'm getting invaded by a sleeping dark spirit. From where and for why? Where are you coming from, my friend? And why are you coming from? I have done nothing wrong besides fight. But I am told to fight. It is not my fault. Reinforce that. Yes, give it. Why are you doing this? Dude. Oh, come on. You made me attack the giant. Dude. Alright, this is why I hate PvP. Dude, get in my way. Oh my gosh. Get out of my way. Go away. Be gone. Die and take all of your loved ones with you, please. Never show up in front of me again. If you do, I will murder everyone you've ever cared about. I swear, dude. You have no friends. Oh my god, dude. Just leave me alone! I can't stand PvP for this reason. How was that not a repost? Yeah, be gone. Yeah, get heavy attacked. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you scared now? Leave me alone. know what? I might just let you kill me at this point because you're being annoying, and I'm not even going to be able to fight the boss properly anymore. Yeah, hardy har har. I stand by my statement of you have no friends. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think you can run now? I can't even quit the game. I was about to just ruin this dude's whole experience here. So here's the thing. In Dark Souls, people can just like invade your game, and by doing so, they ruin your entire experience because they have no friends, and they like having no friends, or touching grass, or anything. So because they have no friends, and no one loves them, they invade your game when all you're trying to do is play the game and have fun and not deal with people like this. Fuck off, you douchebag. This is why I hate people. Like, if I'm being completely honest, this is why I hate people. I've never once gave a crap about PvP at all. That's never been my thing. That's why I play single-player games. It's actually why I go out of my way to avoid PvP. But I couldn't evade it that time. And I swear, if he hops in my game again, I'm quitting for the night. I might get in trouble with YouTube for insulting whoever that was so bad. But I don't care. People need to stop invading my game. It's people like them that make this game no fun. I'm saying this now. I don't care like who like views my channel later. If they are like a massive PvP fan, I don't like you. Like that may like I don't like PvP at all whatsoever. I especially don't like it when PvP is forced upon you. If you and your buddies want to have like a couple of PvP matches, or you want to do that whole like PvP battle arena that some people set up, go right ahead. But just invading random people when you have like way better items than they have, like that, I don't like you. Why are you running? Oh, would you look at that? Now you're dead. Now, let's summon in Solaire and take on Ornstein and Smoke. Now no one can invade me because I'm summoning in a Phantom. Praise the sun for Solaire real fast. Alrighty then. Now, let's hope this is the final attempt. Because I don't have to worry about PvP this time. I have a strong hatred for PvP because I've been tortured with it throughout all of my times playing Dark Souls. 1, 2, and 3 have all been ruined from time to time because people like to invade my games and whatnot. Now, does it ruin the game completely? No, but it makes it a little less fun for me. There we go. Already beat Smoke. I already skipped the cutscene. There we go. Hey, Ornstein. Oh, stop doing that to my buddy. Blink, joink. I'm not getting greedy on that because there's a good chance that you just like jump and ruin my life. Ooh, I almost rolled into that. No! I was not in that at all! Hey, Solaire, could you like protect me for a second? That is bullcrap and you know it! This is why I have anger issues. We're doing Ornstein first. He's dying. I don't care about the armor anymore. I just want to get past this boss. I hate this boss in all honesty. It's my least favorite. Alright, let's see if I can beat it this time. I hope I can, but I hate this boss, so there's a good chance I just don't. As you saw from the previous few attempts, they always catch me with some bull in the middle of it. Except for that butt slime attack with the lightning. That was my fault because I didn't catch on to it fast enough. Other than that, the rest was the game making you mad. Always making me mad. But I still love it. I don't care how mad I get at these games. I'm not going to stop playing them. I'm just going to get mad. That's the whole point of these games. They're meant to get you mad. And that fact does not get like any less of a fact throughout the games. It becomes more of a fact, actually. The whole point is anger. Why are you in here? Go away. No one likes you. Again, no friends. Oh. That room. Here. Solaire. What do you mean you were able to hit me down there, Mr. Giant? Last time I checked, you can't. Oh yeah, knock me down and then just jump on me, why don't you? Oh, second. Alright, Solar. Where's the sun? Even though the moon's out right now, so just praise the sun. Alright, let's do this. What? Alright, so there's another person I can summon in, but I'm not going to. I summon Solaire and Solaire only. Dude, I out DPS you. Don't try that with me. We can trade hits all you like. You're not winning. Exactly my point. Oh, and then here's the Ornstein cutscene that I skipped, or the Smoke cutscene that I skipped before. His hand, you can see it is still moving, and Smoke still just crushes him just because he wanted more power. Hey, Solaire. I don't even know how I dodged that attack just now. Oh, but this is why I chose Smo this time instead of Ornstein. Because look how much damage I do. When it was Ornstein, I did like 150. Now I do about 300. I just knocked him out of his butt slam, and that probably would have killed me. Hey, buddy. Get ready for the doink. Yeah. And now we back up, because I'm not getting hit with that again. And then we walk up and we doink, and then we doink, and now you're dead. Suck it! Oh yeah, hold on. We gotta hit him with the praise the sun! Oh yes, baby! Alright. Now we go up here and finally get the Lord's Vessel. The thing that I've been trying to get this whole time. The thing that'll make this game go by so much easier. We're also about to meet what everyone in the community likes to call the Booba Lady. Endurance, strength, dex, health, everyone. Go. Ready? Time for everyone's favorite scene in this entire game. Guinevere. Hello, Guinevere. Give me the Lord Vassal.
Come here.
Yes, hello. Happiness ahead. See? My point exactly.
Oh, chosen undead.
Oh, chosen undead. I am Guinevere.
Since the day Father
Since
has
the Father has
formed
fallen
obscurus,
and
I have
thee.
awaited thee. I
bequeath the Lord Vassal to thee. Thank you.
and beseech
And beseech thee,
Succeed,
Lord Gawain, and inherit the fire of our
thou
world.
shalt
Thou
end
shalt end the eternal twilight and avert further undead sacrifices. Y'all want to see something? Oh, that's not what I meant. Y'all want to see something kind of funny? So, Madam Guinevere here, isn't real. She is an illusion constructed via Gwendolyn, her brother. You're about to see what happens when you do that.
The godmother's image. I am Gwendolyn.
I am Gwendolyn.
And thy transgression shall not go
And thy
unpunished.
transgression shall not go unpunished.
Thou shalt perish in the
Thou
twilight
shalt
of
perish in the twilight of Anorlander. Yeah, I've never done that to where I've never like killed her before, but I decided to show y'all. Yeah, so all of the light and Guinevere there, all of them were constructed by Gwendolyn. And he made it to where no one suspected a single thing. But I got what I came here for. I came for the Lord Vessel so I could teleport, and now I can teleport. And would you look at that? Now I'm back at Firelink. And that's probably where I'm going to end off this video today, because I just want to. It's already an hour past when I would normally end this stream. So, we shall do it again tomorrow, probably. That is all for today's stream. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, I will probably be doing it again tomorrow, and it will be the same game. That's about it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you again next time.